So hey everyone, let's start like what I have done in the morning till evening. So first of all, today I've solved like 4 to 5 DSA questions, 2 to 3 development questions. I've studied about some of the payment integrations and worked on some of the more projects of API integrations regarding the menu. So these were the things that I have done in the entire day. Now let's come to the questions that I have done in the morning till the evening. And for that, let me share my screen. Let me reset this window. Okay, and let's come to this question list. So this was the first question that I was solved in the morning. So we have to find all the duplicates inside the array. So the question was given over here was that like suppose we have given an array of n digits like from and the range of the numbers can be from 1 to 10 raised to power 5. So there are no negative numbers, and in this range suppose like the number can be in the range of 0 1 to length of an array, and in this range we have to find the numbers which are in the repeating order. So I have used index based indexing over here. Like what I've done is that like suppose first of all I have found the absolute value of these at a particular index. Now I have found like if the value at that specific index is less than or 0, then I'm pushing to the answer array, else I'm making the value of that specific index to the negative one. What I'm doing over here is that, like, suppose I'm iterating, I'm taking the 0th index, and the value at 0th index is 4. So, what I'm doing is that at the value of third index, which is 7, so I'm making it as negative. Because what will happen is due to this is that, like, the digit which is repeating will become negative at some of the point, and if it's going to become negative, I'm going to push inside this answers array, and I will get the answer over there. So this approach I have used over here in the finding all duplicates. And in the second question, the same approach was extended over here. In this question, what we have to do is that find all the number disappeared inside the array. So we have to find the numbers that were disappeared inside the array. But in the previous program, we have to find the numbers which were repeated. So inside this, what will be given? Similarly, the numbers from range 1 to n, and the value of n is less than or equal to length of the array. So inside this, what we have to find is that the numbers which have disappeared. So the same syntax we have to follow over here. Like we have to iterate over the each and every element. Like so, the element at the 0th and the index is 4. So what we have to do is that the element at the third index, which is 7, but we have to make it as the negative. Make it negative. So similarly, what will happen is that like if the digit which is going to be repeated twice, due to this, it's going to become positive at some point of the time. Now, if it's going to become positive, what we are going to do is that we are going to again iterate through this entire array, and if we are going to find that at which point we are getting the value which is greater than 0. So if we are getting the value which is greater than 0, so the value at that index should have present over there, and which is missing over in this array. So what I'm doing over here is that in the first array, and like in the first iteration, I'm matching the values. Like I'm finding that the value at the fourth index, like at the third index, is making marking as negative, and afterwards I'm finding in the second loop like if which index values are positive, and I'm pushing those values inside the array, and I'm getting the values. So this is to find all numbers that have disappeared, and the third one is the sort an array. So this is the classic problem of merge sort. So in this, what we have to do is that we have to use a merge sort, and as we know that merge sort has a time complexity of order of n log n. So what we have to do is that we have to apply the recursion, and using this recursion, we have to get the desired output. So for doing that, what we can do is that first of all, we are going to break this array in the chunks, and like in the chunks, in which means that like first of all we are going to find the middle, and we are going to slice the array from 0 to middle. So afterwards, which we are going to take as a left array, and afterwards we are going to shorten array from nums dot slice of mid, and we are taking over here and we are merging these arrays, and after merging these arrays we are finding out the sum operations, like which element is shorter, and we are pushing those elements in the array. And afterwards, we are returning the values over here. So with this way, we are sorting an array with the help of merge sort. And afterwards I have solved a question of bubble sort. So like bubble sort. So what's basically the specific idea behind the bubble sort is that, first of all, we are going to find an element which is the biggest element in the array, and we are going to place that biggest element at the end after first iteration. So if we are going to place that element after first iteration at the end, so what will happen is that that element has been placed over here. So for the second loop, what we are going to do is that we are iterating from index j to array's length minus of I, because with the first iteration, the biggest number which is going to be placed at the end, and due to that, we are reducing the time for, like, we are reducing some of the logics. Now what we can do is that one more thing we can do is that, like, now inside the next step for loop, what we can do is that if if any of the iterations, if values are not swapped, this means that array is already sorted. So we are returning the values from there. That means that our array is sorted. Now I have solved 2 to 3 questions of binary search also. So today I have solved about the pre-order, in-order, and post-order traversal. And what is pre-order traversal? Pre-order traversal is a traversal in which we have to take the values. In pre-order traversal, what we do is that root, left, and right. And post-order traversal is left, root, and right. And sorry, in order traversal we used to do left, root, and right, and the post order traversal what we used to do left, right, root. So these are the things which are related over here. And in this binary search, what we are going to do is that, first what we are going to do is that we are going to use this recursive solution. So first of all, we have declared an function, and inside the function we have pushed this root over here, and we are finding that if current is not available, then return this, else answer push this value, the current value, to the answer, and make a recursive call to the left and make a recursive call to the right. So due to this, the left is going to branch out to its root, left, and right. Similarly, the left is going to branch out to its left, root, left, and right, and so on. So which is going to make a tree over here, and with the help of that, we can make a pre-order traversal. Now, if inside the post-order traversal, what we have to do is that we have to just change the configurations. So let's go to the question, and I will show you over there. Inside post-order traversal, what we have to do is that, first of all, we have to traverse the left node. After traversing the left node, what we have to do is that we have to push the value of the root inside the answers array, and afterwards we have to travel the right side, right array. And traveling by this way, what we will do is that we are going to do in order traversal. And finally, in the post order traversal, what we have to do is that, first of all, we have to traverse the left root, and afterwards we have to traverse the right root, and afterwards we have to push the value of the root at the answers array. And with the help of this, we are going to get our post order traversal. So these were the three to four questions that I've solved of the lead of the DSA, and 2 to 3 questions of I have solved of the curry, one of the function implementation, and implementation of skeleton based questions. So those were the questions that I have solved over today, and that's all for the day. Tomorrow again we are going to meet. We are going to see like how the things are going to work and how we can improve in our journey till getting the job. So that's all from my side. Thank you. Have a nice day.